right, welcome class. This is the video for 4-4 proportional relationships. Your learning intentions today are to be able to write the equation for a proportional relationship, and you know you got it when you can write the equation in the form of y equals mx. All right, let's take a look at that and see what it looks like. So, most of the notes for this section are actually just going to be your vocab, right? You just need to write down constant of proportionality is simplified as k sometimes, and that is your slope. They are the same exact thing. Sometimes they just call it constant of proportionality when the relationship is proportional. It's slope. It's the same thing. All right? So your equation, this is the most important thing, is y equals mx, where m is your slope, which is also your constant of proportionality, which is k. Once again, slope m. And for proportional relationships only, it is the unit rate, which is how much on your y-axis for 1 on your x-axis. And we'll see what that looks like in the examples. So get this copied down, and then we'll move on to the examples. So here we go. For instance, write the equation in y equals mx and find the constant of proportionality, which is your m slope. So for this one, right, you can either find slope by using your two dots and doing rise over run. You can use the coordinates they give you here to use the equation, or you can understand that this is proportional. So your unit rate, right, your value of 1 for x, well, what y does that give you? Go up to your graph, go over, and that gives you a value of 10. So one gymnastic session costs $10, and that is your slope. So slope is it's $10 per session. So your equation for your answer then would be y equals 10x. And that is literally it. That is all there is to this. The only difference between the problems will be that sometimes you'll get your slope from a graph, sometimes you'll get your slope from a table, or from 2 points, right? We've done all of this already when we found slope, and we've been doing slope for quite a while. So none of that changes. You find slope like you know how, and you just plug it into the equation, y equals mx. All right, let's do another example. Just kidding. So what we have here is actually the neat typed up version of what we just did. So I'm going to leave it up here for a couple seconds and switch slides, leave it up there. That way I'm giving you a chance to look through it or write out what you need to if you didn't get it the first time. All right. Here's the second step. And then we're going to move on to part B, which I think part B should be done first. Honestly, I don't know how you can write an equation if you don't know what the slope is. All right, let's see what we got here when we give us word problems. So the cost of bulk peanuts is proportional to the weight of peanuts. At a local grocery store, 2 pounds of peanuts cost $5.80. Write an equation, find the slope. All right, so we have two numbers. We obviously have to use these. We got 2 pounds and $5.80. If you are confused as to which one is X and which one is Y, well, the X is the input. The Y should be the output. And what this means is you would not go to the cashier with $5.80 and say, give me as many peanuts as this can buy, please. Right? You take your items to the store or to the cashier at the store, and they tell you the total. So you input your items, and they give you output your cost. So cost is Y, pounds is X. So that means our slope is M equals 580 over 2. Well, that simplifies to $2.90. So that's dollars per pound. All right, there's your slope. And to get your equation, you're just going to plug that in. Y equals 290x. All right, let's see. I think the next couple of slides are just going to be the neatly drawn out version of that. So just follow along if you need to and copy anything you might have missed. All right, here's that step 1, a little neater for y'all. And step 2. All right, I skipped that last step. It's kind of not important. All right, example number 3. Same thing we're doing. Once again, we found slope like this before. How are our x's changes over or under how are our y's changing? I'm not going to waste a lot of time finding slope because I think we've done that long enough. So we are constantly changing by 2 on our x, 4 on our y. So we have 4 over 2, which equals 2. Just plug that into your equation once again. Y equals 2x, and you are done. All right, once again, let's take a look at it neatly, maybe a little slower. If you need, you can go ahead and pause these slides as at will. So step 1, right? They actually do it the easier way because I forgot about that. I can give you a little shortcut. This is proportional, which means you can actually take the unit rate. Any x, or not any x, but any pair of coordinates, just divide the y by the x. And you'll see all of these equal 2. So you can always find your unit rate for your slope as well. And that's what they do here. Step 2, just throw it into the equation and call it a day. And then the last one would be interpreting, which, like I said before, just give it units. If you can put units on the number, you have interpreted it. All right, have a good night.